much. But you run all the Reddit stuff. You run stuff on Discord. You want to tell us about those? How do you plug in?
Yeah,
what's up with those forums?
So for Reddit, there's Reddit is a website for those of you that don't know, and it's broken down in, it's like a big community website, kind of like big forums. And there's a Reddit/arm wrestling. It's called a subreddit, like a subsection of that website is arm wrestling. So a while ago, somebody I knew made it like right out of high school. I told him I was into arm wrestling, and he had these arms that didn't go straight just automatically. And Mike was out around then. And so he's like, dude, I want to get into arm wrestling. But he never ended up getting into it. But he got excited for a month about the prospect of getting into arm wrestling. Anyway, he was kind of nerdy, and he was on Reddit. So he made the section for Reddit, arm wrestling, because he thought he was going to be all about it. Well, he never touched it. And by itself, it grew. He just made it and left, never maintained it. And it grew to a couple thousand people. And then one day he hit me up like 3 or 4 years ago. I was like, hey, I made that. Do you want that? I made that years ago. And I was like, oh, I'll take it over. So he kind of gave it to me. And now we're up to like, it's like the third or fourth biggest arm wrestling group on the internet. Like even bigger than most of the Facebook groups. So it's about that. Reddit is mostly like non-arm wrestlers and fans and like, or brand new guys. It's not like deep community guys who are like ex-world champions. It's generally the newer crowd coming in, which is cool, which is great. I get to see how they view the sport. I get to see, because you get to vote on, things you think of. So I get to see like the general consensus and the views and who they love and who they hate and why they love and hate them, and just like the outsider's perspective of our sport. So I'm kind of saturated in that. Then Discord is a live active chat room, meaning it's like guys nonstop in there. It's constantly updating. And there's also voice chat and video chats where we're in there all the time talking, and people are streaming their training for arm wrestling. We're just chopping it up like 24/7. There's two different Discords for arm wrestling. There's one called Polar Public, which is the bigger one. They're about twice as big as ours. And then ours is just arm wrestling. It's not called anything. It's just called arm wrestling. And that's the one I'm on. It's about half as big. But we're in there. I'm in the one I run 24/7, dude, because I have notifications, and we're all just chopping it up in there. Your boys are in there all the time. Bunch of Texans in there and stuff. So yeah, it's just nonstop arm wrestling talk all day, every day. We have training sections and general sections and videos, and we have online tournaments where it's you get to convince other people that you would win in a hypothetical match.
Oh, really?
So, like literally, like there's
there's
actual prize money and stuff like that. And
wow.
I run brackets. So a guy from Serbia versus a guy from Texas, and what they do is that you spend the whole week convincing people through training videos and shit talking that you would beat this guy. God. And then we have a poll section where everybody votes on who they actually think would win, and then whoever wins the polls wins the match.
Dude, that's so cool.
It's fun. It gets rugged, dude. They're talking so much crap.
I would love so much, and it sounds like a whole lot of time, but if you could make that into a YouTube video, like if you could show, like, go through, like, these guys went, these are the key points that they said, these guys, I would watch that. Dude, I would 100% watch that whole thing.
It's not just like a day thing. Literally, like I said, since everybody's on the website all day, there'll be 10 of us in the voice chat just nonstop talking shit, like on video too. They'll be doing curls, and they'll be like, you see this Sniper Bob 222, like this bicep will crush you. Like, it's not even close. It's just nonstop all day, every day. And
then the members vote.
Yeah, and then everybody votes on who they think wins the matches. So it's just a popularity contest, but it's just a way to get guys online, getting active in it, training.
I love it.
And yeah, it's so much fun. That's why I did a video on a guy named Michael Edwards. I did a promo video for him because he won the tournament. I would nickname him the Texas Piranha. He won, and he's a little guy. He's like 5'6", 150 pounds. But he's won like all these local arm wrestling events in Texas and stuff. He has tons of videos of him crushing people, and he won. He won the whole thing. Everybody voted for Mike to beat everybody. It was great. So
maybe Travis could win one of those tournaments.
Oh, that's the only thing he can win right now, I think, with that dad bod he's rocking.
Very good. Well, that's really cool, man. There were some other things I wanted to ask you about. Oh yeah. So I always thought that I mean, the idea that I have about Clubhouse, right?
Yeah, we've talked about this.
Yeah, and I think that out of a lot of places, like there's a lot of places that I think could hold a Clubhouse, but for sure somewhere in California.
Oh yeah,
for sure, man.
Mm-hmm.
I know Lori Cole has talked about it, and I think she's I think she's north of you, isn't she? She's northwest of you.
Yeah, she's above, like around LA somewhere over there, which is can be up to like 2 hours away from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You said she had a house, right? That she was willing to maybe put up for the team thing. Yeah.
She did mention that. Yeah. There's I've never really started to push it that much publicly, but I think it's soon time. Yeah. I think the sport is almost, I think we're there, but it has to be a very populated region, and not only populated region, but it has to be a region that has a lot of international travel through it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that I've been toying with that idea for a long time. Before you mentioned it, only because I always wanted to have a headquarters for my team. Have you ever seen the Vancouver guys with the brothers? They have that badass training facility of their own, or they used to have it. I saw videos of it.
Yeah.
But I've been wanting something like that, like a training facility just for us, with a weight room, an actual practice room. I wanted to have some bunk beds where people could come stay, a kitchen,
right.
And stuff like that, and have people come in and out.
Right.
I don't know if there's enough arm wrestlers, even if we crush it right now, to really have it paid for. I was recently thinking about it making sense, and because not that I want to make money off it, but we need to be able to stay afloat at least. That like maybe making it a strength facility, so having some powerlifting or strongman stuff in there to help get those other groups.
I think that probably the best way to do it, and I think that we're probably close, is, I mean, the arm wrestling community is big enough that there's probably some people out there like Lori, who's got a property that it's available, or some of our dudes got, a lot of money, and they're just like, screw it, I'm gonna open this facility. And I think that's probably like, to get like a self-funded kind of lower level of investment, like arm wrestler funded, might be difficult. I think it's going to take somebody be like, okay, I'm buying this property, and I'll kind of manage it in a way that it encourages arm wrestlers to kind of run it, and take over all the duties, and basically some kind of a rental thing. Yeah. But I think it's got to be in a place like Vegas, or Vegas would be great.
Yeah. You have to have someone to run it too. You got to have someone that's experienced enough to run it and make sure everything's going
right.
smooth.
Yeah. So it's got to be. So it's going to take a special. Now, that's the thing. Like, I feel like if Ottawa were just a little bit more enticing for people to come and visit, we definitely could do it. But I think Toronto, as far as Canadian cities go, Toronto would probably be the first place that it happened. But yeah.
Well, I'm kind of on topic. Did you see these videos of Chance's out in Sweden right now training with the Sweden team? You see the video, because they run like a circuit. Like, you get there, you do like sprint push-ups and crunches and stuff, and like he's doing the whole thing with them, doing the bench press. And look at Chance,
super athletic. And then there's me just working my right hand all day, every day.
But there's no argument against that. It works. There's no argument.
Yeah.
Different strokes for different folks.
A lot of ways.
The training facility thing, I think it's a fantastic idea, and I hope at some point I'm a part of it. I just recently, my team is splitting into five teams. So I have my central team. Then we're gonna have an Alpha Empire. Name my team's Alpha Empire. There's Alpha Empire Central, North, East, South, and West. So I have different guys running the different little sub.
Oh, great!
Offs of the team. And so I want to turn it into a business. I have some business ideas about how to turn the team into, to get some money coming into the team, to help maybe get our own facility. At some point. Yeah. I mean, teams, dude, I feel like they've been overlooked a lot. I think they're ran really poorly in a lot of places, and a lot of things I hear and see. And I feel like it's just, guys, it's 4 dudes meeting up in a garage and beating the shit out of each other with no rhyme or reason, and then just going home. And I think there's better ways to do it. I think that guys are over the pond do it more structured and more intelligently sometimes than we do. We love to grip and rip. Mostly it's seen as a hobby here and not a profession. So they just want to get together. I mean, I've heard in Russia, in places in Russia, that there's like minimal arm wrestling. Like you get on the table like every day at 5-10%, and the rest is kind of built in the gym, and it's just for going over the movements at first. They're not trying to tear each other down. And that's crazy. But I can't imagine telling a guy right now who joins my team, hey, come to my team. Oh, you're not actually going to be arm wrestling for the first year. basically you will actually be grinding. Like it would, I don't think it would float out here. I don't think people would do it because it's not seen that way. It's not seen as a professional sport.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, everywhere that I've gone, like you can't go 5% on an arm wrestling table.
Exactly.
Like, good luck with that. Like I tell everybody to go slower, go slower, go slower. But pretty much every practice arm wrestling training I've ever done in my entire life, one person gasses out.
Mm-hmm. And it's always the other guy with you, of course, Mr. Endurance.
Well,
so yeah.
I mean, it's just like, it's very rare. Like, I mean, practice isn't competition, but normally people get close to failure in every single practice match they do. It's just the way it is. It's very hard to not try your hardest when someone is standing across from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why I just think when people talk about like North America and I just think it's different cultures and it has to be approached differently. The training and different things have to be emphasized. So I think a really heavy table time approach in North America kind of makes sense. It kind of has to go that way somewhat. Just by the way it's viewed. So
yeah.
But different strokes for different folks.
That's it. So where do you see yourself, Derek? Let's say you win. What do you want to do? You want to keep on doing YouTube stuff? You want to hit into a league? You want to where are you going?
Okay. Leagues and stuff. Leagues and contracts scare me a little bit. And hopefully no league or anybody that runs anything like that takes it as disrespectful. I love arm wrestling so much, and I have such a goal of becoming ranked number one puller in the world. Like that's the goal, right? And anything that might impede that or push me in a different direction, I'm not really excited about. I love the freedom of being able to do what I want. Also, I don't know if the money is life-changing enough for me to want to sign away that passion and me pursuing that goal in the old leagues, right? 20 grand is a ton. It's great. But like I'm not in this for 20 grand. I'm in it to become number one in the world, right? And so if it was something more substantial, maybe I'd be like, okay, hold on, we gotta look that out. So that's the goal. Is still always will be to become number one. If I don't get injured or I don't die, then that's where I plan to go. Assuming this goes well with Tim, we'll say it goes really well, right? Say I just right through Tim like I did with Tom, right? It's not very close. Then man, I mean that puts me at fourth. And like I said, I'm no, spring chicken. I'm 36. I don't have a ton more time to dilly-dally and take funsies matches and just sit around and not progress. So I really want to climb that ladder. I'm going to try to stick hard to the ladder and moving up the rankings if I can towards Devon. Now, that being said, if I somehow crushed him, I mean, Dave's the next one on the list, technically, right? I would be fourth. Dave would be third. So honestly, like I've said on a lot of streams lately, if I crushed him within a few weeks, I want to message Dave Chafin. And try.
Who do you think would be easier for you, Tim or Mike? Oh, sorry, Mike or Dave?
Mike
Todd.
Oh, I feel like there's still gaps in my game, and there's still things I want to focus on. I think I'm built well for Mike once I get to that level and I get the confidence in my elbow and the endurance. But I feel like if you can hang with Dave and the prep I would have for Dave, if people want to see this beast version of Derek, that's going to be the first time you're going to get scared, right? Will be whatever version of me shows up to pull Dave Chafin. Because I think it's a minimum horsepower level you have to even be in that conversation, especially since I don't have a King's move, right? So I'm going to have to. And so I like the thought of prepping for Dave. I love like what I would focus on. So I mean, in terms of stylistically, oh man, styles, not talking about horsepower, styles. I mean, I think I'm built better for Mike because of my long arm and my big hand and stuff like that and my strong wrist. But I feel like I'm so obsessed with getting past Dave. I think getting past Dave will set me well for anybody after that.
Oh, 100%. If you can beat Dave in fundamental arm wrestling, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And so that would be the goal. But that's assuming I'm destroyed Tim. So I'd have to be significantly a level above Tim for me to consider semi-quickly taking a match with Dave, or like, within reasonable time.
Right.
If I have a close match with Tim, win or loss, it's pretty neck and neck. Then I want to look around Wayne Withers, Corey West, Chance Shaw, maybe Todd Hutchings. I've always wanted to do that Mike Aiello dance at some point, somewhere around there, from between 10th and 5th, somewhere in there. I'd like to look around. I get smoked by Tim, back down to back down to lower levels, and we're going to start climbing a little slower, peg by peg for a little bit, and try to get some more experience under and see where we hang out.
So number one in the world. That's great. That's the goal you should have. All right, tell me, right and left.
The left just does well. I don't ever focus on it. It's like, I don't call it a party arm because I train it equally to my right, but it's just, I'm right-handed. I'm more connected right-handed. Everybody cares about right hand. But this just keeps moving up. Like I'm ranked 9th in North America left-handed somehow. But I don't know. I think it'll come along with me. My only goal I've ever had left-handed is to beat Travis Bagent at some point. That's the only goal I've ever set with myself in the past when I first started.
Do it right now.
I probably could. Travis will bum
do it right now.
But yeah, sick if I can do it both hands. I don't know. We'll see what life's like at the top if I get there. Honestly, like I've been pretty open that if and what I need to do to become number one, I will do. And we'll see what that looks like on me by the time I get there, to be honest. Like in terms of longevity and staying there, I might, if I reach number one, which I plan to, I might pull an Eddie Hall. I might just touch that and go back down to some kind of healthy, sustainable level. Yeah. Or if it's something that I'm not dying up there and I can hang out for a little bit, maybe I'll try to hang out and bring up that left hand and do that too. But I definitely, the goal has always been to be that number one at some point, right? And to touch that spot for a little bit. So, Vaughn's the goal. I mean, you guys are right there plugging at it, and I'm trying to chase, hopefully trying to chase you guys, but we'll see. Yeah. It's a little ways away. I get that. But at 36, I mean, how much time do I have to mess around? I don't have a ton more time.
Hard to say. Hard to say. I mean, look at Hutchings.
Imagine if he had a long arm. Like, that would be crazy.
Yeah. Like, I mean, and look at how big actually Todd Hutchings is. So it's not big.
He's not very big.
No. I mean, with drive and motivation and dedication, that dude right there is proof that you can do a lot. Even into, I mean, he shows no signs of getting worse. So you can definitely keep pushing. I mean, for me, my reference point was always George. Right. And he's still good, but I would have said that he was number one in his weight division, even at 65, even maybe 66. Like, yeah, that's best in class.
That's wild. I remember saying Artem, what's his name, trying to get through that.
Right. Tainoff.
Yeah,
right?
Tainoff.
I mean, he won. I mean, he basically, all the best guys couldn't beat him. People can say whatever they want about the King's move. I don't care. There's this 65-year-old that you can't beat. So to me, I think that if it's been done now, by the time guys your age get there, there's going to be a 90-year-old arm wrestler.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, dude, I think it's inevitable with the growth of sport that guys with the build of me and Big Alex Cardeccia and stuff just start coming out of the way, especially in the super heavyweight category. I feel like I'm a little older. I don't know how old's Alex. He's younger than me. He was 30 or so.
I think he's younger. I'm not 100% sure of his age, but that dude's a tank. Also, that's the thing. He's just like the heavyweight division the super heavyweight division is really changing a lot. Yeah, as the money comes, like as the popularity grows, it's just opening doors for the genetic level to just raise, right?
Right. No more you skinny 225ers getting in our weight class.
Yeah, I know. Our time is coming to an end. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see, how the level changes, and as the sport gets bigger, to become more of an option for this guy that was could have joined the NFL but had a bum knee, suddenly he's an arm wrestler, or a Brian Shaw made a different turn at some point, like those type of things could happen with that. And I'm excited to see it. Or maybe the guys from the Pacific Islanders start getting into arm wrestling. Then we're all screwed.
Right. Yeah.
So I keep an eye on all that stuff, and I'm excited about the sport moving forward for sure.
I made a video yesterday about the pumpkin arm, the Hellboy thing. And basically, long story short, is I think that if there's enough psychos out there that do it, I think probably in like 5 or 10 years, it'll become increasingly difficult to win a world title on both arms.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
think a lot of the number one dudes are going to start to look like Oleg or Matthias, you know, and not as a result of genetic abnormality, just a result of their training.
Dude. A lot of people doing one arm training. I don't see nearly as many people doing one arm training.
No, there's not a lot. There's not a lot. But the thing is once people start to prove it, then people will start doing it. Like if it actually works. And so I've put two years and a bit on it now, and it's really starting to change. Like it's not what it was at the beginning when I first started. Like the first year I started it, it was probably getting better, probably about the same rate that it was getting better. Not a big difference. My right was sore all the time. You know, but I mean, what I did with Mike, I think a lot of it is a result of the one arm training. And since John, it's weird. I really feel a big difference, and it's 2 years now. I think things are really starting to change now, and I think that like the trajectory hasn't like slowed; it's increased, if anything.
Really?
So I think you know, if the experiment works, others will do it, and they'll do it from a younger age. Yeah, but who knows?
That man, that'd be crazy. Seeing a bunch of guys like that Skittles commercial. Everybody's walking around, you know, with those big old arms, doing it the usual way.
You might not have a choice. If it works, you might not have a choice after like 10 years.
Yeah.
But what do I know, man? I just throw stuff out there. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Move forward, though. I'll try to do both. I just like you said from I think one of the first pieces of advice you ever gave me was just enjoy the ride and try not to get injured. You know what I mean? And so I tried my best. I've sustained a couple ones, nothing insane, but yeah, for the most part, I've made it through. My left arm is relatively uninjured ever. It's just hanging out. Just keeps getting stronger and healthier. This one, the right arm's taking a few beatings.
Right.
But actually, I think you gave me my worst injury I've ever had right-handed, as a matter of fact. So.
Well, that's because I'm so powerful, Derek. I'm such a fucking dangerous dude.
Oh, dude, I have the sickest tattoo coming. Me and my teammates have the sickest tattoo. You're gonna be so jealous. You're gonna be so jealous. It's gonna be wild. Yeah. I can't wait for you to see it.
I'm getting a tattoo today.
Are you?
Yeah.
Another little mini hand tattoo. Or you're gonna get a grown up one.
No, just little kid tattoo. Yeah. Yeah. I go at 3 o'clock. Yeah. Before practice, I'm gonna go get one.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for me and the whole community. Super excited for your Levon match and all your prep. 100%. I mean, yeah, dude, you're going for it, man. So
I am going for it.
I'm excited to see you go for it. I'm just the attempt for the top of the mountain again. Like I'm hyped for it, man. I didn't know, you know, if you're gonna go all out for it after all the time in the WL and staying light. Excited that you're going for it again.
Dude, why wouldn't I?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I've got an opportunity to do it. Yeah, no matter what anybody tells you or you hear or you think you see, I am as 100% committed to this match as anybody has been committed on anything that they've tried to do in their lives. Like I am going in to beat this guy. You know, is it possible? Probably not. But I'm going to do everything in my power to change that.
If I see one fiber of one muscle of his tremble and fail, it's done. That's why I've been telling people. I was like, I don't think they understand. If one part of it fails, you're going to exploit it. It's going to get exploited 100%. Just one muscle.
I have a lot of respect for Levon. A lot of times, you see it very consistently as fans of the sport. When looking at people who are great, a lot of times we like to say, like, we like to believe that they're just strong. You know what I mean? Like, I heard it a lot with Dennis. And I'm hearing the same kind of theme a little bit with Levon, that he's just strong. But I really don't believe that to be true. I've watched him a lot. He's not a quitter. I learned a lot watching him and Gennady. You know, they fought for years. Gennady beat him up a lot. And they had a lot of long, close matches where Levon showed a lot of diversity, a lot of grit, a lot of ability to hang in there and fight. We haven't seen that from him in a while because he's just been on this level that's, you know, so high. But I do not believe that there is any easy path with Levon. I believe that even if I break him down in one way, he's a fighter and he will fight till the end. I think that that's what I expect out of the guy. I think that that's what I'm going to get. So I think that even if I beat him in one place, I think he's going to come back round after round. I think that there's no easy match, every single one. Yeah.
Dude, excited. Like, I got my own little war I'm going into, and excited to see you going into yours. And
yeah,
this is the funnest part. I mean, like, man, I hope for anybody watching, any aspiring arm wrestlers, that you guys get to feel the jitters and the feeling and the hype of going in and you know, trying to go out on your shield and applying your best self and really getting to go at it. So it's the best thing in the world, guys. It's the best thing in the world. So
good luck, buddy. We'll I'll be watching. We'll all be watching. Like I said before, links below. This Saturday, it's a pay-per-view event down in San Francisco. What time does it start?
San Diego.
San Diego.
The whole thing starts at 11. The preliminary matches on Brandon Allen's YouTube channel, Brandon Allen Filthy Power. That starts at 11. You watch the first 4 matches. We'll take an intermission. You'll go to my channel, my YouTube channel, which is AW Derek. There'll be a join button. It's pay-per-view. It's $4. Then you get to watch mine and Tim's match, and then it'll go back to Brandon Allen's channel for the rest of the tournament. But yeah, there'll be commentators and all this stuff, and you guys will get to see me be not so smiley and not so nice for a little bit.
I can't wait. Okay, good luck, buddy. All the best with everything. Been great chatting with you.
Yeah, you as well. Thanks, man.